It's difficult to determine what CES 2022 really says about the year ahead at a show that often felt like it didn't exist, and that I didn't attend in person. However, one trend that began to accelerate in 2021 is already in play. Virtual reality and smart glasses are on the rise once again, thanks in part to the promise of a metaverse-filled future. However, at a show that insisted on being in person, it's worth noting that unique virtual ways to connect to Vegas were noticeably absent. There was little marker-based augmented or virtual reality hardware released last year. Even though it was released in 2020, the Oculus Quest 2 remained a quietly successful product. A trio of major VR products are already looming in 2022: Meta's next-generation VR headset, Sony's PlayStation VR 2, and Apple's anticipated VR/AR device. These could be joined by a slew of surprises from companies such as Microsoft, Valve, Qualcomm, HTC, and even companies that have been relatively quiet in the AR/VR space but were previously active, like Samsung and Google. These organizations were never going to reveal all of their cards at CES, and the COVID shrunk affair made the news even smaller. However, there were some key indicators of the coming year in what we saw. Sony has revealed the official name and many more details about its upcoming PlayStation 5 compatible VR headset, which is expected to be released this year. The PSVR 2 requires a PS5, which already limits how many people can experience it, given the PS5's high price and limited availability. Sony's headset does not yet have a price, but based on current VR hardware prices, it could cost at least as much as the PS5 console itself. In 2016, the original PSVR cost $399. The PSVR 2 will not be a dedicated device much like Oculus Rift 2, but it will bring several advancements to home VR, eye tracking, which could improve the quality of VR graphics that used a technology called object tracking rasterization, and possibly even allow eye-based controls in games. It'll almost certainly have much more convincing haptic feedback, thanks to a haptic-equipped headset and controllers that use Sony's already impressive DualSense controller tech. And Sony could use its hardware, as well as its gaming partnerships and the upcoming release of Unreal Engine 5, to kickstart a wave of groundbreaking VR games. Microsoft has been experimenting with VR and AR for several years, but its HoloLens 2 headset remains an expensive, business-focused outlier. A surprising partnership announced at CES aims to develop smaller glasses that will most likely work with phones as well as Windows devices, bridging Microsoft's existing efforts at cross-platform software with Qualcomm's initiative to make glasses that work with Android phones. This is intriguing because phones still lack smart software capable of interacting with AR glasses. Google's Android has never officially developed any deep OS-level AR hooks for glasses, despite the fact that Android already supports a wide range of AR and smart glass accessories. And, despite having AR software and tools for phones, as well as an expected VR/AR headset reveal later this year, Apple has yet to make iOS work well. Google used to manufacture VR hardware and was a forerunner in smart glasses with Google Glass. Could Google, like Apple, make a comeback to the landscape? Microsoft does not manufacture its own phones, and Qualcomm may be looking to define the scenery ahead of new entrants this year. The types of smart glasses Qualcomm has promised are already on the market. Last year, Lenovo's Think Reality A3 and Real-Light demonstrated what smaller plug-in AR glasses could do, but the software and inputs, as well as compatibility with my own glasses prescription, aren't. TCL is developing its own AR glasses, as well as a smaller version of its display-equipped smart glasses, which I tested last year. Vuzix, a manufacturer of industrial smart glasses and AR equipment, has a pair of 3D AR glasses with micro-LED displays that it plans to deploy in places like shipping centers. The Vuzix Shield has a monochrome display, but the company plans to upgrade to full color in the future. Smart glasses still have a few flaws, including limited battery life, occasionally difficult input, hand tracking isn't perfected, while others use touch panels on glasses or phones as touchscreen devices, with no configuration of controller, and strange optics or prescription limitations when compared to everyday glasses. Most phones, however, do not yet support glasses for easy transfer of experiences between phone screens and eyewear. That could change if Google or Apple make changes to their operating systems in the future. VR headsets are also getting smaller, Shiftall's goggle-like little VR glasses demonstrate how hardware may begin blurring the line among both headset and glasses sooner rather than later. HTC's new business-focused Vive wrist tracker isn't a full-fledged VR controller replacement, but it is a sneak peek at how all of these headsets will begin experimenting with controllers and inputs. For years, VR has been stuck on the same kind of game controller-like interface, and companies like Meta have already foreshadowed a shift toward the forearm controls as tinier headsets and AR glasses become the norm. HTC has already reduced the size of its VR hardware by releasing the More Goggles Flow goggles last year. The Vive tracker is intended to track hands while using other objects, such as a fire hose for a firefighting VR training app for the HTC Vive Focus 3, for which these wrist trackers are designed. According to HTC's Vive business head, Dan O'Brien, the trackers can be combined or placed on other objects or parts of the body. These trackers can currently only be used by 2 people at a time, but the goal is to eventually track the entire body or the objects in a room. What will Apple use as a controller for its upcoming virtual reality headset? What about rumors that Meta will be releasing a watch? Wrist-based controllers may not be far off in the future. For the time being, let the metaverse terminology breathe. At CES, the inevitable rush to label everything a metaverse seemed painfully obvious. It's the latest technology buzzword to be slapped on everything. Along with it have come claims that the metaverse is already here, that it isn't here, that it is only partially here, that it is a scam, that it is everything, and so on. The concept of the metaverse has always struck me as a recognition that cross-device and cross-app support must be figured out in order to support larger communities across VR, AR, phones, and computers. It will happen, gradually. Companies such as NVIDIA are promising collaborative 3D graphics tools that will enable common metaverse standards. But, for the time being, it appears to be. It will happen, gradually. Companies such as NVIDIA are promising collaborative 3D graphics tools that will enable common metaverse standards. However, it appears that many companies are claiming to have the solution without a clear consensus on how it will work. But 2022 is only a week old, and I have a feeling things will be clearer by the end of the year. Since Facebook's rebranding as Meta, the metaverse has bombarded the news media. However, this isn't just marketing nonsense. One goal of metaverse technologies is to break down the barriers that exist between the digital and physical worlds. Because augmented reality can display virtual objects embedded in our physical world, new opportunities for businesses and consumers alike emerge. AR is a great place to start if we want to bring digital experiences into the real world. Companies are already working on camera filters that accomplish this using body and face tracking, as well as advanced scene depth sensing. Genie AR and Ready Player Me collaborated to bring this experience to life. You can effectively wear your avatar by inserting it into Genie's Web AR Builder software. The software also takes into account cosmetic items on your Ready Player Me character, such as NFT accessories. This is not a new technology. It has long been seen in use with apps such as Snapchat and Instagram. The app's most innovative feature, however, is the ability for users to drop their avatar from other platforms into the app and use it in AR. This technology could be used in the future to better hybridize virtual meetings. If one of your team members is using a VR headset to attend a meeting and you are not, an AR avatar of the person could represent them at your meeting. Audiospatial. Although spatial audio may not appear to be an augmented reality technology on the surface, it is critical for enhancing the immersion of AR experiences. Metaverse technologists are obsessed with incorporating all 5 of our senses, and our hearing is no exception. 3D audio is required to make VR and AR experiences more immersive. Based on their own position, users should be able to determine where a sound is coming from in 3D space. Meta recently updated its AR Spark Studio with an advanced engine for creating sound effects by combining multiple sounds. This enables creators to create multi-sensory effects that allow users to immerse themselves in the augmented reality experience by using both sight and sound. In this case, we can make sounds play in response to human interaction with our AR effect in this way. Translation of digital items into the real world. With AR, metaverse fans enjoy bringing things from the digital world into the real world and vice versa. This technology has actually existed prior to the metaverse craze. Meta, for example, is working on displaying digital collectibles in augmented reality. All creators will need to do is import their NFTs into Instagram stories as 2D virtual objects and combine them with the C and AR functionality. This will allow collectors and creators to access and share their NFTs outside of their wallets, and it will almost certainly become one of the key augmented reality market trends in 2023.